I welcome you to this last cabinet meeting for this calendar year. The year 2020 was an odd one for all of humanity. Following my swearing in as head of state on March 21st, 2020, for a second and final term as president, I recall how I welcomed you to the inaugural cabinet meeting of 7th government. However, while we expected to hit the ground running in our noble endeavor of serving the Namibian people better, a few days later, we were disturbed by an unwelcome visitor in the form of COVID-19. The virus was already on our shores from March 13, 2020, and forced us to readjust the carefully laid out development plans we had set for ourselves. Therefore, it is not an exaggeration to say that COVID-19 has thrown us off balance as a country. Jobs have been lost, a number of businesses have reduced their capacities or have closed down completely, leading to suffering of our people. With socio-economic activity slowing down, the optimistic economic prospects we had anticipated for the year 2020 and beyond have been placed in jeopardy. However, measuring the difficulties we have encountered as occasioned by COVID-19, I have to say with humility that as a cabinet charged with the affairs of the state, we have done remarkably well. In our fight against the formidable enemy of COVID-19, which caused the death of 150 Namibians, we are way below the 4,000 COVID-19 related deaths which the World Health Organization had predicted. We have also been able to limit the envisaged severity of a negative knock-on impact on our economy through a timely rollout of an economic stimulus package of 1.1 billion Namibian dollars. Moreover, our innovative COVID-19 Communication Center has enabled government to transparently and timelessly share information with the general public. The international community, as well as Namibians, are lauding these initiatives. However, let us not become complacent. We are not yet out of the woods and should remain vigilant. During this unusual year of COVID-19, the effective implementation of the tasks that Namibians had bestowed upon us would not have been possible without the expert assistance of the Vice President, the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and the entire Cabinet. I would fail in my duty if I did not single out our Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, our frontline health workers and nurses, doctors, first responders, and uniformed personnel who carried a particular weight of responsibility on their shoulders by ensuring that our nation stays safe and healthy. To all of you, I say a big thank you. A big task lies ahead for the Cabinet in the new year. As we have all witnessed with the results of the recent regional and local authority elections, our citizens have spoken and made their democratic choice. As a Democrats, unlike some who could have gone to the courts by now already, but as Democrats, we have heard the voices of our people. We didn't go to the courts. We accepted the outcome. Some unfair, we thought. We never questioned the outcomes in SWAPO. Some could have gone to court by now. We have said people's voices have been heard. In this regard, I would like to thank all Namibians for the peaceful and orderly manner in which they have conducted themselves during the campaigns leading up to the elections and afterwards. That's remarkable. In some countries, there could have been wars. So those are the things we must accept and recognize, and also say we are doing things right sometimes. Ultimately, democracy and the people of Namibia are the winners. As the highest decision-making institution at the apex of government, we have to be adequately prepared for the journey ahead to deliver in all earnest improved services. We have to deliver in all earnest improved service to our sovereigns, the Namibians. In that vein, in 48 hours, Cabinet will be on a retreat for 2 days. The plan was to have this retreat immediately after members of Cabinet had been sworn in during March 2020, with the objective of familiarizing new Cabinet members with the Cabinet handbook and the ethos of collective decision-making process. There is a saying that it is never too late to do what is right. Thus, this retreat will provide Cabinet with the opportunity to prepare better for the year 2021 and beyond. Let me remind you that as stated in the Cabinet handbook, the success in administering and executing the functions of government depend on the work of the Cabinet and the support staff. With this in mind, I trust that as we enter the new year, you, together with your ministerial staff, will be able to deliver on the actions outlined in the second Harambee Prosperity Plan. In this regard, I wish to announce that the launch of the second Harambee Prosperity Plan with a strong economic recovery program will take place during February 2021. We must revive the economy. We must revive the economy. We must create jobs for our young people in critical sectors, which include the present-day green and blue economies. We must deliver better services to our people. These are vital undertakings. Our success depends on our ability to work harder and smarter in unison and not in silos. Our success depends on our ability to work harder and smarter in unison and not in silos. Peace, stability, and rule of law are conditions sine qua non for development to take place. A safe and peaceful environment is central to our development and survival as a country. Therefore, I once again reiterate and extend my deepest sympathies to the Chindo and Muyeme families on the tragic loss of beloved sons and daughters and brothers who brutally died at the hands of the Trika-happy Botswana Defense Force. I have just received the joint investigation carried out by the governments of Namibia and Botswana, and after thorough study, its findings will be shared with the Namibian nation. I thank our esteemed traditional leaders from the Zambezi region for the support they have given government during this trying period. Before closing, I want to leave you with food for thought, for you to reflect on and to introspect on during the holiday period. As members of Cabinet, you have a big responsibility to fight against the vices of division tribalism, regionalism, racism, and corruption. These biases undermine peaceful coexistence and stunt our development as a nation. They do not have a place in an inclusive Namibian house we are trying to nurture. Therefore, you should be exemplary and exhibit the highest ethos of being model citizens and not be found wanting on the values of inclusivity, patriotism, and solidarity towards your fellow citizens. With these remarks, I wish you and your families good health, strength, and joyous festive season, and a prosperous New Year. That also goes to the journalists, all those who are covering us, our civil servants, those who are sitting here serving us. I'd like to wish all of you, maybe too early, but prosperous New Year.